Welcome to tutorial number 12 for OpenRocket. In this tutorial, I'll demonstrate how you can import assemblies such as engine mounts into OpenRocket. And we'll use this model here as a host subject. And it's just a plain Jane rocket, three fins and a nose cone to do this. OpenRocket does not natively support importing parts, but it is possible outside of OpenRocket to import an assembly into the OpenRocket file. And I'm going to attempt to show you how this is done. All ORK files are essentially zipped XML files. So we need to modify these XML files, so the first thing we need to do is unzip them. The easiest way for you to do this is simply take every one of the files that we're going to use and change the extension to .zip. So the test.org, which is our host file, to test.zip, we're going to use this engine mount, so we're going to name it to .zip. In this case, I just copied it and renamed it, and this nose cone assembly that I built to this .zip. Now, once you do that, all you have to do is extract, and and it'll give you that same directory. We don't need to go any further than that because I've already done it. So, okay, so here we're going to go into where is it? Test. Oh, test. All right. You can see here's test. Every single time you extract it, it's always going to come up with rocket.ork, regardless of what it really was. It's going to come up with rocket.ork, and this is nothing more than an XML file. So the best thing to do is to take that file and rename it something.xml, which is what I did here. Okay, so that's what you're going to have to do, and you can do that with every single one of your files. Okay, let's open up all our files in a text editor. I'm using Notepad++, which is a freebie that you can download because it allows you, not only does it display XML nicely, but it also lets you have multiple files open at the same time for viewing. And you can see here on this side I have our host rocket, which is test rocket, and over here I am, oops, let's do this. This is our motor mount right here. You can see by the name right here. All right, now what we want is, like I said, most everything in OpenRocket assemblies are surrounded by body tube and slash body tube, and so we're going to go ahead and collect everything between those. The only one I found different is nose cone, because you can see that here. Let's see, yeah, nose cone and slash nose cone. Everything else is attached to a body tube. So we're going to get that. So we're going to get everything in here, in between this body tube and the slash body tube, which is all the way down here. This one has a simulation in here, but we don't need it. This is one of Katesh's engine mounts, so it has a simulation in it. We don't need it, so we're just going to grab it to the slash body tube, and we're going to copy it. And what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way to the end, and we're going to put this at the end of this one. And we're going to do paste. And now we will have all this. So we're going to save this right here so we can view it. Okay, let's look at the file we just created. Yes, OpenRocket will read the raw XML by itself. It won't save it in that format, but it will read it. So let's file, open, and by default it's just ORK and RKT, but you can change that to all. And you see here's our test, which is the one we just edited. I'm going to open it. And now you're going to see here's our host with the motor mount that we just did uh, inserted into it properly. Okay, so if we were to save it, it would save it as an ORK file. Okay, now let's look at adding the nose cone that we previously extracted. First thing is, we don't want this nose cone that on our test host. We're not going to want it, so we're going to just remove it. Delete. Okay, then over here on the Gemini thing, this is more than a nose cone. There's a bunch of transitions and other parts associated with it. So we're going to go all the way from here all the way down to this body tube, because there was nose cone and body tube and transitions and stuff like that. So we're going to do that, and we're going to copy it, and then we're going to paste it over here. Okay, see our nose cone's back in here. Okay, so now let's save this guy. Okay, now that we finished editing the XML, let's open that file again. So we're going to File, Open. Remember, it's not that one, it's the XML that we're going to do all files, test, go here, and now you can see my nose cone and the engine mount are attached to my test host, and we're all done. At this point, all we really need to do is we can save it, and it'll save it as a standard ORK, but you got your imports are all added in at this point. And you can do this as many times for as many parts as you want. You could add payload bays, different parts and extensions and anything else you want to do. You can, I mean, like I said, the advantage to this is you could build these parts like a motor mount or a nose cone once and use it in a dozen different models for having gone through the pain of doing each piece individually. So at this point, I think I've covered everything I can cover on these imports. And as always, please comment and let me know what I did well, what I did badly. Anything else you want to see in a tutorial, I'll be more than happy to try to get to. Any questions or anything else, I'll be more than happy to answer. So for now, that's it. See you later. Happy flying.